everyone. Welcome back to Design with me, Ashley D. And today we are going to talk to you about 10 tips for your Tulum vacation. I don't know if you all have seen my vlogs yet for Tulum, but if you have not, go ahead and check those out right now and then come back to this video so that way all of it makes sense, right? Today I have my husband, Corey.
How you doing?
And we are going to give you 10 tips for Tulum based on our trip that we just took. So you definitely are going to want to stay tuned for these because these will be so helpful. And these are some things we wish we knew before traveling to Tulum. First tip, when you get into the airport, you're flying into the airport, you're so excited about your trip, be thinking of the ways that you are going to spend your money on this trip, y'all. So what I mean by that is make sure that if you're planning on spending money outside of the hotel zone or outside of the strip, you definitely want to exchange your currency for pesos. So make sure that you get that done at some point on your trip before you start getting out there and having a good time. Okay, guys. So I will say that you will need a good $500 to $600 to exchange in USD, y'all. Put aside about $500 or $600 to exchange over into pesos, you guys. If you do find at the end of the trip that you're getting to the point where you have, more pesos than you've used, then you can start at that point probably paying for dinners and things, with that money. Also, you can pay for souvenirs if you plan on buying souvenirs. It's ways that you can get rid of that money towards the end of your trip if you did pull out too much. But I would say a safe starting point is about $500 or $600. You definitely will need this for tips. You definitely will need this for a lot of the smaller vendors and things that you'll see on the streets that do not accept cards. I will say if you're on the hotel zone or you are visiting probably larger establishments, or you're going into the city of Tulum and visiting a lot of the establishments there, you using your credit or debit card is fine. At this point, I would say if you are, a heavy traveler, you definitely want to be using credit card over debit card, but you can use your debit card as well. If you want to pull out a little less than that, you're probably saying, I'm going to be on the hotel zone the whole time and I want to pull out like $300. That's fine because like Corey was saying, there are plenty of points along your trip where you can stop and get additional pesos if needed.
Just keep in mind, and it'll give you a pretty good idea of how much you want to carry on you. But any cash you have should be pesos. So you will have your card for major purchases, and then anything else, whatever like she said, your tips or whatever little small transactions should be in pesos. So if you have a pretty good idea of where you're going and what you're going to do on the trip, you can kind of base how much cash you're going to exchange on that.
All right, guys. So on to tip number 2. All right. So before you go through customs, this is coming into Mexico, you guys. So before going through customs, you will see on your left-hand side, I don't have any pictures of video because you weren't allowed to take pictures of video in that section, but you will see on your left-hand side that there will be a liquor store in the airport, right? So if you have an Airbnb and not like an all-inclusive resort in Tulum and you want to buy some liquor for your Airbnb, this is a great place to stop, you guys, because the liquor is cheaper than anything I feel like we've seen on our trip. And also it's duty free, guys. So definitely stop in there, get what you need, and then of course proceed on through customs and everything.
Yeah. Now, they do have a little bit of everything, but those stores in the airport are going to be rum heavy. It's mostly rum in there, but they do have a little bit of everything. They had some scotch, they had a little bit of bourbon, but the selection is small compared to a
rum. Liquor store. Yeah,
like the rum, they had all the rum. So
yes.
Just keep that in mind.
But they did have some of everything. They had, your vodka selection. I feel like a lot of the stuff they had too was things that you find in the United States. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they had, the Bacardi. They definitely had Jack Daniels. What else did they have?
They had Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker.
I think they had Ciroc. Did you say Ciroc? They had Ciroc
Oh,
and
they
alcohol.
had Ciroc. So yeah, they have a lot of the major brands that you find here in the U.S. So again, guys, if you don't see what you're looking for there, you can proceed, to the liquor store after you exit the airport.
And surprise, because I thought it was only in the Caribbean. They had Hennessy White, pure white.
Yes. So if you're looking for pure white, this is definitely your stop. But I will say, if you're drinking it on the trip, because we have another tip for you if you are not drinking on the trip and you're trying to bring it back to the States. One thing we did see, though, was they had a lot of specials, guys, on their liquor. I want to say the Johnny Walker was on sale. And it's not the little tiny bottle of Johnny Walker either. It's the big full bottle. What was it?
Yeah, it was a big bottle.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker Black.
Johnny Walker Black. And I want to say that bottle they had it on sale for $30. I want to say that's what it was.
Yeah, I want to say it was about $30, $35.
Yeah. So we can go back through that receipt for you all, and we can post down below exactly what we brought and how much we paid for it. So we'll flip back through our receipts for you all and list that down below in the description bar. So check that, guys, if you're interested to see how much we paid. All right, so on to tip number 3. Once you come out of the airport, let's just say you're trying to figure out how you're going to get to your resort or your Airbnb. Our advice is do not rent a car, guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. We have several reasons that we're going to go into in just a moment here, but steer clear of renting cars, guys. I would steer clear of trying to get a taxi as well. I would, if at all possible, go ahead and prearrange your travel, guys, meaning that you need to book a private driver or hire a private driver to take you around Tulum. We did, and that was the best decision I feel like we've made. We hired Javier from the TiVo Tulum. You will see him in the video talking a little bit about his business. I'll make sure to put his contact information down below in the description bar as well. And tell him Ashley sent you guys if you do contact him for the rates.
Yeah, it was extreme. It was very helpful with us we weren't on the resort zone. We were outside. So everywhere we had to go was not in walking distance. So we needed a vehicle for everything.
Definitely.
And having somebody that knew the layout, knew the direction to go in, knew the signs and all that, it was extremely helpful.
Absolutely. And guys, Javier is native again to Tulum, meaning he's from Tulum. So like Corey was saying, he knows the layout of the land. He can speak English and Spanish. So if that is a barrier for you guys, he knows how to do both English and Spanish. Also, again, he recommended some of the things along the way to us, especially when we hit a railroad or like a roadblock in our itinerary. So we plan to go see Chichen Itza. And Chichen Itza, at the time that we were going, they were protesting, meaning that we couldn't get into Chichen Itza. They had it closed. So he recommended an alternative itinerary for us that day, and we actually really enjoyed it. Yeah. So if you want to check that out, guys, I believe that's day either 5 or 6, where we go see the Koba Pyramid, and we also go to an authentic Mayan village. So you guys are definitely going to want to check that out. All right, why are you guys telling us not to rent a car, over getting, private transportation? Okay, so guys, I will say if you can't afford private transportation, I would potentially try to get private transportation out to, your villa or your hotel, and then take a scooter. I would not advise a scooter, but if you had to rent something, I would say a scooter over trying to get a cab, or definitely trying to rent a vehicle in Tulum.
Yeah. Well, number one, the roads are extremely rough trying to be on a moped or a scooter. That's one. And two, the rules of the road are more like a suggestion down there.
Yes.
So if being exposed on a 2-wheel vehicle, I'd be a little hesitant to do it if it was me.
Yes. So yeah, this is the reason. These are the reasons why we're going to give you a quick 5 reasons why you should definitely hire a private driver over anything else. One, they know the rules of the road, the lay of the land. Again, the rules of the road are suggestive. You kind of get in where you fit in. The second thing is the infrastructure, guys. The roads in Tulum, especially at night, are dark. Okay, there's not a whole lot of like street lights and things, especially once you turn off a lot of the main drags. The roads are dark, guys. So if you don't know them, it can get a little scary. You might get lost. So best thing is to hire a driver, guys. The next thing is the roadblocks. Oh my gosh. Tulum has so many roadblocks that we rode through, and I feel like we would have gotten stopped left and right had we not have had a private driver. They know how to navigate, how to get through those roadblocks, without getting stopped and searched.
And you didn't know where they were going to be or why they would just pop up. They were there today. Tomorrow they're gone. You didn't know why they were there.
Yeah, and I mean, just to see the amount of cars, guys, that they had pulled over. I probably should have got some of this on film, but just to see the amount of cars that the police had pulled over and were searching through those cars, that would have been, devastating and a damper on the trip. Because I mean, we've heard horror stories, about people being stopped at those roadblocks, being pulled over, even getting extorted for money, through those stops. And I will say, thank God none of that ever happened to us. And I feel like that never happened to us because, we had Javier, who knew how to get through those roadblocks and things. So definitely, guys, hire a private driver. Is there anything else you can think about as far as why they need a private driver over?
Then honestly, really just convenience.
Yeah.
Because you got a reservation for a restaurant, you're trying to get get ready and get dressed. And then now you got to figure out, well, how do I get there? But you have to be concerned by that because your driver is going to be there at a certain time to pick you up and then they're taking you where you need to go.
Yeah.
It's the convenience and the peace of mind of knowing you don't have to, and then you walk out of your Airbnb, wherever you are, and you're not really sure if your car is going to be there or not, but so it's just the peace of mind. It really is the biggest part, in my opinion. Yeah,
peace of mind, definitely. And convenience. I will say, guys, 2 things with convenience. Parking is a nightmare. So you don't have to worry about parking or paying for parking. Also, I will say, if you plan on going out and having some drinks, you don't have to worry about a DD. Everybody can have a good time and you can just get in your car, with Javier, hopefully, and, take off and do what you need to do. So, I will say in that aspect, that's why I would suggest a private driver as well.
And we never got in a taxi, but I would assume that the price for a taxi is probably a lot higher than you would expect.
Yes,
because it's only one company down there for those taxis, so they got a monopoly on it.
Yeah, they definitely have a monopoly or taxi mafia down there in Tulum. We kind of witnessed it a little bit, so definitely, be leery of that with your private driver that you hire as well. That there's a taxi mafia down there, so you need to get in your car and take off, guys. Don't be trying to loiter around with your private driver. So I know you guys may think, okay, private transfers, I got to shell out money here, there, and everywhere. But guys, we did a breakdown for the rides and the cost of each ride that we took. And you're pretty much going to pay for a rental car, the same price you would pay for a rental car. And I'm not talking about before they add in everything. I'm not talking about what you see on Expedia and Booking.com where they try to reel you in for $200 or $300 for the week. I'm talking about once you get here to Tulum and they add all of the tourist taxes, all of the taxes from Mexico, especially y'all, once they add the insurance, y'all, per day, because that's what's going to drive up the rental car cost is the insurance. Once you add all that up, you might as well get a private driver, guys.
Because they do not accept your insurance for these rentals. You have to get their insurance.
Yes, you have to get their insurance. So keep that in mind when you're talking about, the price and the things that, are spending for, your private driver. Now, again, like I was saying, our itinerary was, was extensive. So your cost might not be, our cost. Especially if you don't plan on doing a lot of the things that we did and you want to stay more on the, hotel zone, then yeah, yours will be cheaper than ours. But yeah, definitely keep that in mind. The next thing I want to say is your budget for Tulum. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room. What should your budget be for Tulum, guys? Some advice I will say for your budget is whatever you were thinking about spending, probably double, even triple that budget for Tulum, especially if you plan on getting off your resort and trying out restaurants and doing excursions and experiences, especially the ones from our video.
Yeah, if you're intending on actually getting out and experiencing the city of Tulum and the surrounding areas, it's it's gonna cost.
Mm-hmm.
People say you can go to Tulum, it don't cost that much.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, but it does, especially if you're going to get a full experience. So you just have to be prepared to spend the money for that.
Absolutely. And I would say, especially if you were doing the things from my itinerary, which is available down below in the description bar, guys, I have a whole travel guide for you all. It gives you the itinerary from our trips. It gives you the no's of the do's and don'ts and the things you need while you're traveling around Tulum. And it's this extensive travel guide, guys. So definitely check down below in the description bar. And it's only $8, guys, and it plans out your whole trip for you. And I have styling guides for guys and gals in the travel guide as well. So definitely check for that. Another tip that you want to do is you definitely want to research the cenotes.
Yeah, all the cenotes are not created equal.
No.
Some are more geared to more photogenic, pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Some are more adventurous.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually going down and seeing different things, and some are more history based. Mm-hmm. The guide is more telling you about the history of the area and stuff like that. And then some are really just lakes, just surrounded by rock. It depends on what you're looking for. So you really need to do your research.
And I will say, depending on the experience you're looking for, some of the cenotes can be man-made, meaning that they're curated, to look beautiful or a certain way. And if you want more of a natural cenote because of, the stories that you've heard that they have healing properties and things like that in them, then you might want to stay away from, the man-made cenotes. So that's what we are saying by doing your research, is making sure you know what you're getting into before you sign up. Next tip, you guys, and this should be self-explanatory, but I've talked to some people who have been to Mexico recently as well, and they're like, man, I got so sick. And I'm just like, well, where did you go? What did you do? And it was kind of like the roundabout, things that they did. But then when we got to talking about them drinking water, when they got back to their accommodations, guys, do not drink the water in Mexico. Okay.
Yeah. Bottled water only.
Bottled water only. Brush your teeth and drink with bottled water only. It's okay to bathe, guys, and it's okay to eat the food because they have to heat the water up to kill all of the impurities in the water that will make us sick. But if you are planning on drinking or brushing your teeth, guys, please do that with bottled water.
Please use bottled water.
All right. Next tip. I will say I wish we would have known this before going on our trip, but we should have carved out time to go to the grocery store. And I will say that you need to go to the grocery store within the first day or so of your trip, especially if you're staying in the Airbnb and off the hotel zone. Definitely go to the grocery store within the first day or so of your trip.
Now, also keep in mind of your itinerary. Know what you're going to do and how often you're going to be in the room. Because that grocery store is big and it's easy to just go and get let me get some of that and some of that. And next thing you know, you're at the end of your trip and it's a refrigerator full of food. Full
of food that you have to give away or throw away or whatever.
So be mindful.
Yeah. definitely be mindful of where you're at in your trip. If you're only staying for 3 or 4 days, don't buy 7 days worth of food, So definitely be mindful of that. I will say, you don't have to be fluent in Spanish, but you definitely need to brush up on your Spanish, guys. Don't go out there around Tulum not knowing, at least what I will suggest is conversational Spanish. Google Translate, guys. I tried to use that, and I'll tell you real quick about my horror story with that. We were all in, what was it, 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were all in 7-Eleven, and her cash register went down as we were checking out, and she was trying to tell us that and to tell us, to wait a minute or we could pay, in pesos, but we couldn't understand, we didn't know enough Spanish between the four of us.
Yeah. So it seemed like she was saying the system was down and that we couldn't make the purchase.
Yeah.
But she was just saying that you can use pesos, just the card reader's not working, but it just got lost in translation.
Yeah. She was trying to reboot her system, and we were just trying to figure out, what she was saying. So eventually I pulled out my Google Translate app, but I mean, it just was not translating, in real time what she was saying. So I would suggest getting the translation earbuds, and I'll link some down below in the description bar. Or like I was saying, you need to brush up on your Spanish, guys. We know basic Spanish, but as far as, how people talk down there, some people talk very fast and it's hard to kind of catch on. And I mean, I feel like she was talking, pretty fast that night, because I think she was probably in a panic that her machine went down.
She seemed like she was a little nervous too, and she didn't speak English, so it was it was a whole thing.
Yeah, but luckily, Javier from the TiVo Tulum came in to save the day. He translated for us and told us, what was going on. So we were able to eventually check out or buy our stuff. So it ended in a happy ending. Next tip is, if you're wondering about the power outlets down there, they are the same as the US. So no fret there. I would definitely bring a base for your charger, just in case they don't have USB outlets. I think that's what we ran into with our accommodations, was they had the plug-in style outlets. They didn't have the USB style outlets. So luckily we brought our utility plug with us that has USB bases on them, or like plugs in them. So we were able to plug in all of our...
it's basically like a surge protector.
Yeah, surge protector. We were able to plug in all of our equipment. One big tip that we're going to give you guys, right? So I know it's a big thing to purchase stuff overseas because it's cheaper. And yes, it is cheaper. One thing that we wanted to help lighten your load, meaning your suitcases, is alcohol. That's a big thing. I know we brought back a lot of alcohol with us, guys. We probably brought back a little too much alcohol with us, but just a tip to help save the weight of your suitcase. Again, buy your alcohol at the airport going out as well, because you don't have to worry about the alcohol going in your suitcase and adding to the weight of your suitcase. What they do is, you can, of course, open it on the plane, guys. You have to leave it closed, but they staple together all of your liquor, and you could take it as a carry-on the plane, and it does not count towards your carry-ons either. So you can bring that stuff, on the plane with you guys, and store it either up under your seat, or you can store it in the overhead bin. Either one. I would personally probably store it under the seat. That way, who's been under the seat and things like that. But that's just, my advice for that. All right, guys. So that was our last tip, our 10th and final tip to you all. Did you have anything else?
I think that was pretty much it. Tulum's a great city, especially if you get out and get to get a feel for the culture of the city, see some of the historical artifacts of the city. It's a great place to spend a week.
Absolutely. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, guys. I am looking to see what house or what condo we could potentially invest in one day so I could, live there. Probably not now, but after the kids graduate, high school, I wouldn't mind moving there, guys. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. The people are beautiful. Again, circling back around, guys, to my travel guide, I feel like it gives you the perfect balance of culture, adventure, and some R&R in between all of that as well. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a pretty good mix of everything you're looking for on a vacation.
Absolutely.
There's adventure, there's relaxation. There's, if you're looking for, spiritual healing or, when what have you. And there's an educational aspect. You learn something if you're looking for it down there. And what else can you ask for?
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, make sure if you are traveling to Tulum or know someone traveling to Tulum, you pass them my Tulum travel guide, guys. It's down below in the description bar for $8, guys. You can't beat that. And again, it plans out your entire trip from A to Z. It gives you the do's of Tulum, what you need to know of Tulum, what to wear guide for men and for women as well. So definitely check that out, guys. And if you have, down below in the comments. All right, so coming up, I will have my souvenir haul, guys, for Tulum. I will say I didn't buy that much stuff in Tulum, or maybe I did. Corey thinks differently.
Yeah. We got different opinions on what a lot is.
A lot. But no, guys, compared to other trips I've taken, I really didn't get a chance to go shopping like I would have liked to. So next time we go down to Tulum, I will incorporate more shopping, hopefully, into the itinerary. But I definitely want to show you guys my souvenir haul. So stay tuned for that. And then, guys, for all of my designers out there, home decor designers, don't worry, we are getting back to the basics, and I will have my design series coming back for you. So we're going to take a break from travel, and we're going to go back into home decor and home designing, guys. So stay tuned to see what room, guys, I'm going to be designing on my channel next. Well, thank you for sitting through this video with us. Hopefully you learned something from the video, and we hope that you enjoy your trip to Tulum, guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.